Like The Last of Us grounded mode. Okay, so for tip 1, take advantage of enhanced listen mode. So you can turn it on, you can turn on enhanced listen mode while on grounded or grounded plus, and then you will have, bless you, and then you will have listen mode. That is something that I see not a lot of people, bless you, something I see that not a lot of people take advantage of or even know about, so I do want to mention that. Next, you can have combat accessibility, bless you, you can have combat accessibility on, so it just makes the game a whole lot easier. Some people say it's cheating. Me personally, if the game gives you it, I don't think it's cheating. Especially if you are allowed to use it for grounded. I don't think it should be cheating. Anyway, so you can turn all this on and it would just make the game a whole lot easier. Now, for the actual combat, I would recommend to do, well, let me just, there we go. Alright. For the combat, I will show you guys in a little bit. Next, resources. So, when playing and you can't do stealth, don't just use your gun. You need to save your ammo. Only use your gun when absolutely necessary. Because you only have a certain amount of bullets. You're not going to find a whole bunch in the game. So you gotta be smart about it. Next is stealth. Now, enemies, their listening, their hearing is more sensitive than normal. So you have to be ready. And next tip is when you, like, for example, you don't do good, like you don't feel like it was good, you just automatically restart the checkpoint. Don't do that, because the game will sometimes leave you at like one hit. So don't do that. Instead, just have yourself die. If you're on permadeath, then it's gonna suck for you, honestly. I don't recommend doing grounded on permadeath, at least not for your first grounded playthrough, because it just, trust me, I've tried it. It's not fun, because you will die a lot. It's grounded. My favorite, I think the best tip I could give you guys though, is that you can have listen mode on grounded. You just need to have enhanced listen mode on. It also helps when you're trying to loot and all that. It's just very useful. So I recommend always having enhanced listen mode on. It makes the game a lot easier. And this is coming from someone who has beaten grounded and even platinumed The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, a combat section's coming up with clickers, so I could show you guys the best action. Now with clickers, do not waste a whole 2 bullets even if you hit them in the head both 2 times, do not waste those bullets. If you have a melee weapon, not a knife or fists, if you have a melee weapon, then you can take them out without wasting ammo. But if you don't and they spot you, then you will shoot them in the head once and then strike them. See, enhance system mode, and just so you guys know, I am on grounded plus. Bricks and bottles are your best friend. See, accidentally shoot him in the head once and stab him. So, bricks and bottles, they are probably the most common thing in the game. Like the most common item in the game that you can use to your advantage. And remember, stealth won't always go your way, and if it doesn't, then that's that. You can always just die and restart and try again. Me, I'm trying to be grounded with the least amount of deaths possible. So, because every time I do die at least a bunch of times. Because, I mean, this is grounded, what do you expect? But and I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite ways to deal with this spot right here, because it is very difficult. So, throw a bottle, and then get the Molotov, wait for them to get all there, then catch them on fire. The clickers, it's mainly for the clickers. It works a lot better. Because the clickers, they're the most dangerous thing in this room right now. Wait a little bit. So, we're gonna find a brick or bottle. When the clickers are on fire, they are left at low health. Dang, I didn't mean that. So you could either try to have your allies take them out, or you could get a brick or bottle and throw it at the clicker. Doesn't seem like there's one. Oh my gosh, dang it. You know, I think we're gonna die and try this again. And let's try this again. So, when playing grounded, you gotta use the least amount of ammo as possible. See, I only used 1 bullet. I try to use only a very little amount of bullets. Throw that, get them all around there. especially the clickers. Or just throw it at the clicker. But and a lot of the times they'll just stay in the fire sometimes. Dead. Alright. Got a bottle. Dodging is your best friend. And after you use a Molotov, they're usually left low. So you can throw that, stab them, and they'll usually kill them after they get hit with a Molotov. And that's how you do it. And also, this is like the last thing that I could think of right now. When dealing with human enemies, on grounded, they can see the flashlight. So make sure when you're dealing with human enemies, have your flashlight off. And when at the TV station, they spawn, human enemies spawn in a certain, from a certain door. And if you played the game before, which I'm hoping you have, because grounded, you should not play on your first playthrough, because you need to know the enemies, like, patterns. They have patterns, and if you know them, then you're ready for grounded. And on grounded, you can have lock-on aim. So I recommend having that on. But anyway, from a certain door in the TV station, put landmines there, so then you don't have to deal with them. Put landmines there so you don't have to deal with them. It's a game a lot easier. So, if you guys found this tutorial helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. When I come up with more tips and tricks that I remember, I will let you guys know. But thank you all for watching, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you all next time.